Here we go, part 3.
It was that we were at the coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. So yeah, there's a few little things,
Little things, just little things. No big deal. Everything's fine. She gets upset, and I try and calm her down, and I push her, and it's just little things. This guy is giving me all the red flags that you're full of shit, dude.
relationships. I don't know if you're in a relationship.
For being as talkative as he is now, for him to have a lawyer and not talk when she ends up missing is even more, because this guy is by no means non-talkative, doesn't want to cooperate, seems very willing to cooperate and answer questions. And now when she disappears, he doesn't want to talk. And I got the idiot internet experts telling me, you got it all wrong, Rick, because you read a CNN news article and you think you know everything. You know what? Please come here and say that again.
I've been married for over 5 years now. So.
There's a lot of little things.
I've been married for 5 years. What? Are we still sharing married advice? Who the fuck is saying this?
Relationships. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but I'm sure you are.
I've been married for over 5 years now. So.
There's a lot of little things.
Yeah, I can go.
And
Man, these cops are all freaking psychologists. They all got freaking marital problems they're going to share on this freaking DV call. Are you freaking kidding me?
we weren't physical before the point where I said, all right, let's.
We weren't physical before the point where I said. So if we weren't physical before this point, that means it got physical.
Let's just take a breather and like walk away for a minute.
Here he is, being the level-headed nice guy, walking away for a minute. He's the calm one of the two. She's the crazy one. But I won't drink out of a plastic bottle. I don't like plastic.
Lock the van up and I'll go for a walk this way and you can go walk that way on the block. You know, there's that what is it called, moonflower?
Right,
yeah. You know, nice areas. You can go either way. It's all shaded. So let's go for a little walk and breathe and come back. Because we're happy with it. I'm not upset with her. She got worked up and she had her phone in her hand and her keys and everything.
She got worked up and had her phone and keys and everything. See, and everything. Those are little comments I don't like. What do you mean everything? This interview is not really being an interview. It's turning into, I ask a question, I just let you rattle, and I don't really follow up too much.
She wanted, I know the keys, like her rings, the phone, and I was holding on to the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And my big fear is, I don't know.
Meanwhile, we have 3 cops, 1, 2, 3 cops, standing around him, which isn't really a great way to interview. We got traffic, and we have a 4th cop. I don't know if she's back with the woman now, or I thought it was a female, or she's here too. So now we have 4 cops surrounding him.
My phone, I don't have a phone, so she goes off without me with a car. I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for a walk, and she was trying to get the keys for me, so I was just going, just wait, back up, and that's when she hit me, and I don't want to push you, but I didn't get overtly physical. I was just trying to keep her away and not get hit, and then I got.
So I really didn't push her. I just kind of kept her away. Because she's the crazy one and I'm the calm one. Okay, I got it. All you internet experts, I got it all wrong, what I was saying before. This guy's really a nice guy and he didn't do anything wrong. It's all her. Freaking idiot.
Got really loud and that's probably everyone's attention where I was going, back up, get away, just give me a...
Okay, so you said you pushed her to create some distance, obviously, right? What happened after that? What got the scratch?
Okay, so he got him to agree that you pushed her, and he said yes. So he paraphrased all his bullshit statement and said a incriminating statement. So you pushed her to back her away, and he said, shook his head, yes. Okay, that's good.
It's on your eye.
The phone.
The phone. So you pushed her and she hit you?
It wasn't like a push and she jumped on me. She was already, I don't want to, she was already swinging and I was pushing.
So now this guy is going to start helping him and explain what happened and show the hand. I mean, this is the craziest I didn't watch this thing before, but I'm just watching these freaking cops. I'm like, are you kidding me? No wonder this is all fucked up and this girl showed up fucking missing. Holy shit.
Angles, a lot of nails, a lot of rings.
Yeah, you got 3 scratches in your neck. You got 1 on the left side of your nose. You got 1 in your face here, and you got 4 bleeding over there. So you just try to. So it looks like 2 hands coming in.
Do you mind lifting up your right sleeve for me? I'm curious about something.
It's a little bit of nails. I suppose fingernails, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about
fingernails. Is it bruised or
Okay, so he's not complaining. He thinks his fingernails. He's trying to downplay it. Why do you think he's downplaying it? Most people be like, well, he loves her, Rick. No. It could be, and I don't know for sure, but the fact that she's missing and he don't want to talk to cops, I think I'm pretty right on this. He is the primary aggressor. He overpowers her. He can push her freaking buttons, and then he plays the good guy when he jacks her up. And then he gets to feel in control when he takes the keys or pushes her off.
Tender or anything like
No,
that?
no, no. Okay. I'm fine, and I love Gabby. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me. I'm just,
Complaints about me. Oh, so he's worried about her having complaints about him.
I'm not complaining about
Is it
else.
bruised or tender or anything like
No,
that?
no, no. Okay. I'm fine, and I love Gabby. I hope she doesn't.
Okay, it says I love you, but I think he says I love her. And I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me. He's hoping she don't complain. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to press charges. Because she'll say, he locked me in a car. Or he pulled my hair. And you can't see it. Or whatever. See, maybe they have this agreement that we don't tell the cops. I know all you internet experts don't know that people in abusive relationships try to cover for each other when they're both just as dirty as the other one. I know all the internet experts don't tell me, you know, I got this wrong and shit. Freaking idiots.
I'm just, you know, I feel bad I had to get so public. I was just trying to be loud to listen. This is, you know, I try to make her calm down and be like, look, everyone's watching.
Again, he's trying to make her calm down now. First he's pushing her, he's locking her out of the car, and now he's going to make her calm down. Words have meanings. Elections have consequences.
I'm like, stop this.
Just hang tight for me.
Shit, probably Baldy's in the back seat with her by now. Okay, that looks like a female. It is a female with a female. So now she's getting a statement. Probably not going to do any paper. She'll just say, just tell him what you told me.
I got a quick question for you, Ryan. Do you take any medications or anything like that?
Okay, so I'm assuming they said yes because they're blurting it out for HIPAA reasons. So he did ask a good questions. I'm glad he asked that. I mentioned that either on the live or on here, that you should ask that because of they're both, you know, OCD things.
You don't take any medications or anything like that?
You don't take any meds or anything like that? Well, why did they burp that out? Maybe he said she takes it, and they blocked that out, and now he's saying, I don't take any.
Are you normally this kind of like hyper?
Do I see my heart rate, whenever the lights flash on, it gets your heart rate.
He is hyper. I'm glad the cop caught that. Hyper is inconsistent with him being truthful, with him being relaxed, with him being honest.
If I see my...
Trust me, it does me too, and I'm the one that it gets me going a little
You probably
bit
can
too.
say, hey buddy, whenever somebody walks up.
So, okay. Yeah, do you know if she takes any?
She's crazy. No, I don't think so. No, none that I know of.
All right.
The audio on this is horrible. I mean, I've got to turn up loud with headphones on, and I can barely make out half of what they're freaking saying. Having a female with her is probably a good thing. Less likely to have a male staring at her breast. Less likely trying to make tips, telling him about his ex-wife. This girl can kind of talk to her, calm her down. That's a good thing.
Real fast, can I get your first name?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, how do you spell that?
G-A-B-R-I-E-L-L.
And your last name?
Peter.
B-E-T?
P as in Peter.
Oh, P.
And E-T-I-T.
I see. Oh.
She wanted some water and she was really thirsty. Look how much water she drank.
guys both live in Florida, right? Or that's where you guys come
My
from?
license is Florida right now, but I'm from California.
But that's where you have it out of currently. SO 229. I need a 29 for a name and date of birth.
Okay, so he's running her. I don't know if he's running her because he's thinking I'm going to arrest her for domestic violence because she hit him, or if he's just running her as a course. I usually run everybody because it puts a log. I know I have all the information, and when I come back and pull my call history, it tells me everybody I ran and what came back. So later, if they find a felony warrant for one of these people, and they go, damn it, Rick, you didn't even run this person, they got a felony warrant. I go, bullshit, I ran them. Here's the log. I ran them this time. Dispatch didn't freaking tell me about the felony warrant. Oh, okay. We thought you didn't run her. And that's happened. Believe me.
First name, Gabrielle. Golf, Alpha, Bravo, Romeo. Tico.
Notice the way this guy is standing with his preacher look. Oh, he's so nice. He just wants to give a sermon. Look how polite. His hands are cupped. His legs are together. He's being very cooperative. He's smiling. I'm really shocked at all the people that told me I got this all wrong and he was really a nice guy and it was all her. I'm like, really? I don't see that at freaking all.
We're just kind of hanging tight for a minute. All right.
Where does you live? Georgia? Florida. Yeah, was our last address. Still get down there.
I can't tell if those are Florida plates or not.
How long you been on this trip? 4 to 5 months out. So you're up to 5.
What was the determinant? What was the thing that was trip? Moving to a new place?
We're going to Portland. So her grandmother's best friend lives in Portland. Where we stayed. 2 years ago we did a cross-country trip, which we loved. We did an East.
Hopefully this guy's body cam is on, and hopefully it'll pick up, because he's giving information that is important for a timeline later on where they were going, what they were doing, etc. Now remember, she gets killed after this, so what happened before isn't as critical, but we may pick up some clues on why they went here or what places they stayed at these other places, and then we can figure out where they stayed when they went these other places, because what their routine is. I mean, is a routine to pull over on the side and camp in the middle of the woods? Or is a routine to pull in a campsite and then go to a campsite and check in and pay for one and where they have bathrooms, etc.? So,
Centra, like a tiny little car. So I was like, let's do it better. And it's got a big van. Not a big, it's a tiny van for all of it. But I said, let's try and do it a little better. And it's been great so far.
man, the closed captions ain't much better than listening to what they're saying. Ain't neither one of them I can tell what's going on.
Sure. But you were going over to Portland, and I don't know if you're probably more familiar with it, but wolfing, have you ever heard of that? WWOOFING.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
I'm from California originally.
Oh, yeah?
So, and part of my job, I dealt with employees that were from all across the United States and Washington.
Now this guy's giving a resume. Wow.
Oregon, California.
Rick, he's just bonding. Look, I get it. When you're interviewing somebody, you want to bond, you want to drop their thing. You're on the side of the road with a lot of noise. That's normal. You do this in an interview room. You do this when you're in a controlled environment and you can control things. On the side of the road, not sure this is so important, but anyway, this guy is way, way, way too cooperative and too helpful and too perfect for me.
Everything you can think of on your level.
Especially since his fiance showed up missing, he came back by himself, didn't report her missing, and refused to talk to cops. Even if I didn't know that, this guy doesn't pass the smell test.
I know most of them.
It's worldwide opportunities on organic farms, so it's like a volunteer work away type of situation where you can work on organic farms. So that's our goal once we get over to Washington. We'll do that from Washington, then down to Oregon, and down to California. It's not close to that. What part of California is that?
I'm from a town just outside Sequoia National Park.
If you're going
to be going through there,
we'll get good in the way of outdoors.
Good. But no, it wasn't too bad at all.
So I just got on the phone with one of the two witnesses, and I recorded it. You want me to tell you what you said? Yeah. Real quick? Do you mind hanging?
Oh, here we go. I recorded it. You want me to tell you what he said? Here we go. Mister, I'm going to help you out, but I don't want to write paper.
So, get away from both of them. So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told.
Oh, so it sounds like he actually did some investigative work. It sounds like he called somebody and got a witness statement that witnessed what happened. So he was actually productive. I'm impressed.
Told us that he was trying to lock her out, told her to go take a walk, so that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through. So she's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she'd have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defense against her.
Okay, so now we have a unrelated witness, we think, that is corroborating the guy's statement. Okay, so maybe he's telling the truth. All right.
As far as her, being the aggressor. So at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he needs to go to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds to me like she is the primary aggressor.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's saying that she's the primary aggressor.
Now, the problem with her being the primary aggressor is in an instance of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of three criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're...
Okay, so this guy's talking and explaining to this guy like he's a senior guy and like this guy doesn't know what the law is. Because why are you explaining the law to another person? I mean, why are you saying this? Maybe this guy's a supervisor.
Not going to further risk each other's safety, but the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is...
There was actually an injury, too, to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories about why they hit the curb up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I watched... This is what I saw first. Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my wheels at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him.
Tapping my wheels means he was popping a siren. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And then after he crossed the double yellow, he merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, went and hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So...
Sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both, and usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would rather say she pulled the wheel.
Okay, so this guy's making some points back. It sounds like he's saying what the law is, and he's trying to do the right thing. Domestic violence, shall arrest. They took away discretion of that, and normally we arrest the female, but if the guy doesn't want to press charges, it's not like he's in fear. The reason why we normally arrest on the female is because sometimes they're intimidated. They can't defend themselves. They're weaker. I know the liberal left will tell you that they're equal and they should do every job and get paid the same and all that other shit. But when it comes to domestic violence, it's easier to intimidate a woman, so therefore you don't want to leave a guy in the house. Since the guy is not wanting to press charges and he's not intimidated, and obviously she can't beat him up, then that changes the scenario a little bit.
Hit him. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately for her, we cannot treat, just because he's bigger and stronger, and even if he's not willing to press charges, we can't treat this differently than if it was a male on female violence. Yeah. And we're going to have to charge her.
Okay. Per the law, and I'm not even sure what state this is in, we're at Tampa Bay, so this may be in Florida. Maybe that's why they know he's in Florida. Maybe he's got a Florida license. I thought one of them was from New York, and the other one was somewhere else.
And we can do a citation if there's some arrangement that can be made to separate them, and then we have to let them know that there's no contact order in effect. Yeah. And we have to let him know the only way to drop it is to go into the police.
So a lot of domestic violences, if you have a domestic violence, when you charge somebody, normally there's It used to be we'd have to apply for what's called an emergency protective order. It sounds like they automatically do a no contact order when they charge, so now they can't be together.
Police department during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's
It's
today?
too late
Thursday?
today.
So it won't be till tomorrow. I know they're till noon, I think.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it.
Well, the other part of it is they said that they've been on 4 or 5 months that they've been living out of this van together.
So they've been living out of the van for 4 or 5 months. Tempers are high, they're having arguments, and she disappears.
Really bad news. Let's talk to him first. This is Brian.
Yeah.
Did you ask him yet to take pictures of him? Yeah?
No, I haven't done any of that yet.
Brian, unfortunately, in the state of Utah, we don't have discretion.
In the state of Utah. Is there a Tampa Bay, Utah? Tampa Bay is this. They said he's out of Florida, and now this is in Utah? I think I did read something that this was in Utah, because I asked if she was Mormon.
On some things, like for example, if I pull you over for speeding and I want to give you a warning, I can do that because it's under Class A, it's a Class B or under. If I want to give you warnings for all kinds of stuff, I can, but there's a few things I can't. When I say I, please, I'm not in charge. One of the things that the state legislature doesn't give us discretion on is charges when it comes to a domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statute for domestic partners, and you do have injury. Both an independent witness, probably the next one we're going to talk to as well, which we haven't talked to yet, but the one we did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear that she was the primary aggressor and that she was striking you and you just received injuries. You haven't admitted to striking her, she has not admitted to striking her, the witness did not see you strike her. So at this point, you're the victim of a domestic assault that even if you
Okay. So it looks like this guy has kind of taken over the call. He's making all the decisions and explanations, but the other guy is taking all the paper. So I don't see stripes on his arm. Maybe they were on their collars, but this guy's pretty much taking a call. Maybe the other guy's a rookie, and he's just making him take it on shadow or something.
Even if you didn't want to pursue this, we don't have a choice. The best thing we can do to not... The lawsuit we have to charge her doesn't say we have to put her in jail, okay? But it also says we have to separate through a no-contact order, and we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And the little problem here is you guys are out of Florida living in the van together. How are we supposed to separate you guys? Now, I don't want to take this small 20, what is she?
Yes, a 22-year-old
blonde
hair,
female
blue-eyed
that you could definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't treat this different than if you were the male hitting her. We got to treat it the same.
Yeah, no.
So she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she could not go to jail and be separated, you have friends in town, somewhere she could stay. Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can
Can I go to jail?
You can't because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to be with her again tomorrow,
I'm gonna take your radio.
if you wanted to be with her again tomorrow, because it's after 5, so office is closed, so you can go to the police department and fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order so you guys can still be together, which is going to have a court date online in a week or two. She's going to have to show up for a court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. They might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, that's your decision.
Anyway, I was gonna say it definitely is. I'm not gonna pursue anything. She's my fiance. I love her. She's the most probable. I'm sorry that I had to get so public. But so I just want to get like the checklist of things I gotta do to get rid of this. So there's an online court date.
Well, she'll get a paper with a court date.
How do I get rid of it?
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. First is just an initial appearance to say, are you who we think you are? Yes. Do you understand the charges been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no, the answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no? Do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak with the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you and say, hey man, I know she's 110 pounds soaking wet and you're a big strong guy and we understand you're not even wanting to pursue this because the cops have to follow the statute. How we're in the interest of you and justice for you as a victim, what do you think? And they can decide to still prosecute her. Or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away if she behaves somehow. But that still does not eliminate the first court appearance.
I'm not sure how other states are, but there's a lot of states that if you're being arrested or charged with a felony and you're out of state, you've got to go in front of a judge and post bail. Evidently, Utah isn't like that. I'm surprised that they can just cite and release on a domestic violence, because that's normally a felony, and normally you don't cite and release on a felony. But, I mean, I don't have a problem with what they're releasing.
She has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online. So you don't have to. So if you're out of town, here's the thing, if you're out of town and she doesn't come into her court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And we're a team. Me and her are a team. I'm sorry about all this. I apologize again. But so she's got her online court date. Just acknowledge that she's hurt, and then she's got the one for the.
Well, there's automatically right now there's something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah.
From this point forward until tomorrow, if you wish to drop it, you have to go to the 217 East Center Street, Mon City Police
I've
Department.
got all the papers.
And you have to ask them to give it to you. You want to fill out a waiver that you're requesting a waiving of the contact order, no contact order. No contact order means she cannot come into contact with you, she cannot talk to you, she cannot text you, she cannot go onto any premises you're occupying, she cannot go to your vehicle.
Now, on a no contact order, women violate it all the time. I mean, if there's a no contact order, unless he complains that she violated the no contact order, there's not a whole lot cops can do. It's not like we can follow you around, and then if she comes around, we'll just automatically arrest her. The victim is always allowed to violate any protection order on them. It's just the served party can't violate it. So she can't violate it if he says, get away or don't come by me. And it sounds like he doesn't care. So, I mean, I don't think contact order is a big deal.
And until you drop that, or until court date, if you don't drop it, it's in effect until midnight on the day of court. And then that gives you time to get protection order, a long-term one, if you feel like you need one. It sounds like you don't even want this one. So tomorrow, they open at 8, you can go in the police department, you can sign the waiver, they can remove it, then you can say, hey babe, where you at? Let me pick you up. You can pick her up. Now, we're hoping not to put her in jail, but if she doesn't have somewhere to go tonight, to be separate from you, then where are we supposed to
I can't talk to her now because it's separation,
no
right?
contact order.
Yeah.
So tell me this: do you guys have enough money for like a hotel room or anything like that? Because what we could do is we'd cite her for this, and then I'd give her a ride over to whatever hotel your guys is choosing.
Pick her up there tomorrow if you
And
want
you-
to know what they don't
On your way to go pick her up, you stop over there at the PD, sign the paperwork that they're requesting, and then you can go pick her up quite literally.
I think if they're allowed to go to the PD and sign a waiver, I don't think the law is you have to go to the PD and sign a waiver. There's no reason that he can't sign a waiver right here on the scene right now. There's no requirement that the legislature said the person must go to the police department and sign a waiver. Maybe they wrote the law that way. It doesn't make sense. If a guy wants to do a waiver, he should be able to waive it right there on the spot, done deal. Again, I don't know what Utah law is.
Unless you know someone else in town that's a friend that you can stay with.
You know, unfortunately not. I don't, and I guess that.
Man, I sure hate to. I don't want her to go to jail.
Well, if she goes to jail, it's like that goes down somewhere instead of her going to a hotel. Right? If you get a citation,
It kind of depends. So if she goes to jail, they're
hotel. Right?
Did that dude just blow his nose? Oh man, he just is snot clearing right there in front of these guys. What the? Really, dude?
It kind of depends. So if she goes to jail, they're going to book her. And they'll take her fingerprints. It's going to go on her criminal history. And then if they don't convict her, then it will just show that it was dismissed. It'll show up in her criminal history, but the charge was dismissed. If she was found guilty, it'll show up that she was guilty of domestic assault. But the charge itself will show up on her criminal history until she gets the expunged. Now, even if we give her a ticket, we're still going to take a fingerprint, and it's still going to show up. Either way, it's going to show up. There's no way around a class.
Now, the fact that she has a felony pending charge over her head would give her more reason to disappear and run away. So, I know a lot of people are on there that I'm jumping a gun and she's not dead. This would give her reason to run away. But if she ran away, you can tell she needs support. She needs somebody. She doesn't do well on her own. She would be calling her mom or somebody and asking for money, for help. I mean, it's not like she's just going to wander around the woods for a few months. So a lot of people are jumping to the conclusion that, oh, he didn't do anything because she was crazy and now she got this warrant. She was wrong and it's all her fault. And somebody said that she probably just disappeared to set him up. Really? I mean, she didn't even want to say that he hit her. She didn't want to get him in trouble. Why would she want to set him up? Look, they got in an argument. It got out of control. He killed her, whether by accident or on purpose. She's dead, and he did it. And that's how this is going to turn out. Rick, when you're wrong, I'm going to tell you. Whatever. I may be wrong. The odds are I'm right. And I already said, I got a standing bet with anybody who wants $100. Put $100 in my PayPal and say, this is for, I think Gabby's alive. And if she's alive, then I'll send you $200 back. But when she shows up dead, I'll just keep your 100. How about that? If you're so smart and you know, send them money.
Or is this Class B?
This is Class B.
But they do require fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The other part is if you contact her or she contacts you, she can be charged with a Class A.
well,
Which is a little bit different, but it doesn't encompass it.
if you were to contact her and she responds to you, then she could get a new charge for violating her contact. No contact order doesn't restrict you, it restricts her. So if you go talk to her and we find out and you're not in trouble, she'll be in trouble. So
See, to me, this is all kind of bullshit. This is the unintended consequence of mandatory DV arrest. Oh, I'm at 31 minutes. Here we go, part 4. Let me end this.